right here in front of me. I am such a fan of yours. And it has been 40 years after the first Ghostbusters. The old gang is back. And here's the thing. And like the Ghostbusters original, like you weren't busting the ghosts' behinds, but right now you are back in there and you're busting up ghosts' asses, okay? So, like, how does it feel now to be an action star?
Well, I think it was about time for women to get out of the kitchen and from behind the reception desk.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Because we can bust some ghosts too.
That's what I love seeing you when you got suited up and you were ready to fight out there.
Yes, I got my own flight suit this time.
You did?
Yeah, I was pretty excited. And I didn't know until like halfway through the movie. I didn't think it's like they promoted me. The director came and said, he said, you know, I think we're gonna put you in a flight suit. So I have grandchildren. I am really excited to be an action person.
That's what I'm talking about. You were such a badass when I was watching you, and I loved it. Now, we just had Ernie Hudson here, like your co-star, and I was so excited that Ernie Hudson was here. I had him sign my chest when he was here. So he literally, like, signed it right in the gap on my shirt. I got carried away. Are you enjoying, like, Ernie Hudson and his whole zaddy phase?
I love Ernie Hudson.
Yes.
For many reasons.
Yes.
He's still bringing it.
He is still bringing it. Oh my gosh. It was so, you know, I took my 18-year-old with me and he saw the original, but like for me, because I've seen all of the incarnations of Ghostbusters, to see the cast back together again, the original cast, I loved it. Now you gotta tell me, who caused the most trouble on the set?
Oh, come on. I think we know. No, good trouble. Only good trouble.
It was only good trouble,
yeah.
Okay. Anybody was like the craziest, do you guys do pranks on your set or anything like that?
You know, it was just enough for us 70-year-old people to be awake for it. And those packs are heavy. That was hard on the boys. Well, not Ernie.
Yeah. He said the packs were like 50 pounds.
They're really, it's like, can't they make them out of foam or something? I mean, they don't really shoot proton lasers.
Right. Maybe
a little light, but...
Okay, so by the time y'all you were too tired to be playing pranks. I hear you.
Yeah, there wasn't much of that.
You know what I have to say to you, just looking at you, I'm such a fan of designing women. I loved you. That was my show. And your character, Mary Jo, you were the first, like, to be portrayed on TV, the first divorced woman who was like a single mom on Designing Women. So do fans come up to you and tell you how much that meant to them?
You know, over the years, and there've been a lot of them now, but I still get people occasionally who'll come up and go, you know, I used to watch that with my mother or my grandmother.
Yeah.
And they were, you know, they were single mothers, and more than one to say, you know, my mom was so embarrassed because we were in the South and it wasn't accepted, and your show made it okay. And your character helped that, and it just makes me so happy that, you know, we in comedy like to provide a service.
Besides the laughter. But you know, when you did Designing Women, you were also, at the same time in your real life, you were a single mom to your son. And was he 7 years old on the show?
He was 4 when we started.
Okay.
I like to think of it this way, when we started out, he was on a tricycle, and by the time we were done, he was zipping past the cameras on skates.
Yeah.
So, yes, for that whole time.
You know, we were talking about this on a show earlier about the sacrifices that we make, especially being single mothers. So it's so hard with our career of, I know with Jeffrey, of having to go out of town to do stand-up comedy and come back. Was Designing Women something where you were able to just actually stay home with your son?
Yes, it's for 7 years. And
Okay.
because before I got that, he said, Mommy, I want to play soccer.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, Mama's gonna make sure you do play soccer. If I have to prostitute myself, you will play soccer every Saturday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do those things because, you know.
Yeah, Jeffrey used to send me pictures when I was on a set with the tear coming down his eye. So it's like, you know, to be able to work on a set and be able to have your child there roller skating and riding the bike, it's something. You know, did it assuage that mother guilt a little bit?
Yes, it did. Just remind me of a story. I was shooting Pretty in Pink, I think, and I had to get my kid to a baseball game, and shooting went too long. I said, oh shoot, what am I going to do? And I called a limo service, and the limo driver came over, and I said, I want to take a walk with you. I said, you got to take my kid to practice, and I said, if you hurt one hair on his head, I will kill you. And later, friends who were there said, oh my God, there was the loveliest person in the stands watching Clay play. And they said at one point he fell down, and that guy was on the field and caught him mid-air.
You got him straight. You know, and now you are a grandma. Okay, you look amazing. I don't know. So being a grandma, we also talked about this. Like, what do your kids call you as a grandma? Like, is there a certain name you got?
Yeah, I got one right now. I don't know if it'll stick because they're tiny, but they call me Tati.
Yeah, okay, Tati sounds good.
Yeah. I like it. They can say it, but it might morph into something else.
Okay, I said, you know, when my son has kids, I just don't want them to call me Big Mama. Like, what do you think about people calling you Big Mama?
Well, I don't know. I had a big mama in my life who I loved deeply, so I'd be okay with Big Mama.
You'd be okay with Big Mama?
Yeah.
I like that. Now, your daughter-in-law, she brought you home some special diapers.
Yes,
yeah,
and there my precious little grandson was running around with a diaper on that had me as Bo Peep on the front of it.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I don't know if one aspires to have your face on a diaper, even if it is an animated thing. But anyway, I guess that's a measure of success.
What an homage.
Somewhere.
That is an homage to you. Like, so is there anything else you want your kids to know? Like, would you like to be on anything else for your grandkids?
Just on their hearts, baby. Just on their hearts.
I love that. Because I gotta tell you, you are Bo Peep, and I know that you were on Band-Aids. You were on the kids' Band-Aids, and I cut my arm, and they brought me a Band-Aid, and it's Bo Peep. You work okay? When you were playing, and it was when you were on Toy Story, and you were the voice of, your character was the voice of
Bo Peep.
Of Bo Peep. And so they put this on my arm, and I was like, I like this. This is my love. This is Annie Potts on my arm over the cut, healing my cut on my wrist.
Here, let me kiss it, the boo-boo.
Oh.